Check, check.
Hi there, hey there, oh there.
What's up, y'all? It's Yeti from Yeti Machine Co., and I'm here to show you guys that this Harbor Freight welder can stand up to professional grade Miller welders. Hope you enjoy. So we recorded a whole video on unboxing this thing and setting it up. If you guys are interested in seeing setting this thing up and all the ins and outs, leave some likes, leave some comments. But this one, we're just gonna basically compare this thing to this thing and to show you guys if it's worth even getting this thing if you're just getting started. So we're gonna be judging these on a few different categories. First thing is gonna be price, which is I'm sure very important to you if you're watching this video. Second thing we're gonna go over is the features. And then we're gonna go ahead and do some real world testing with MIG and TIG. We're gonna rank each of these categories 1 through 5. Again, this is my opinion. If you don't like it, I don't really give a shit. This is for somebody that's interested in, I don't know where I'm going.
No, you're good.
What's up, y'all? How you guys doing? If you guys don't already subscribe, do me a favor. Go down, hit the subscribe button. If you like what you're watching, give this video a like. If you want to support me directly, I've got shirts and I've got hats over here. I've actually got some new shirts that are in black, long sleeves, got prints on the sleeves, got front, got back. I also have them in, wait a second. Bruh. Safety orange, sorry about that last one. This is so if you're going down the highway, the semi-trucks can see you better before they run you down like a dog. Anyways, appreciate you guys watching. If you want one, go up there. I already said that. Thanks, bye.
Money, money, money.
Price-wise, what you guys are watching for. This welder was picked up for, I think it was about 600 bucks. It was on sale. It's usually around 800, but let's just say under $1,000 can get you this whole setup. Now, these two welders right here, as far as processes go, it's gonna take both of these welders to do what technically this little guy can do. This thing does MIG and stick and TIG. This unit right here does TIG and stick, and this unit does MIG. Now, like I said, $600 gets you all those processes. If you were to buy these new, you're looking somewhere around $5,000 for both of these. Even used, trying to pick up a Synco Wave 180 and a Miller-Matic 210, you're probably gonna get lucky if you can get both of them for 3 or 4 grand. So in our first category of price, obviously the titanium wins. As far as getting started goes, the barrier to entry, these Millers are a 1. Nobody wants to go drop $5,000 on something that you're just getting started at. I might get some hate for that because, oh, it's American made, it's gonna last forever. Yeah, it probably will. But most people don't have $5,000 to throw at something that they don't even really know if they're interested in yet. So I would say this is clearly the 5 out of 5 for me as far as price-wise getting started. Yeah, that's all I gotta say about that, really. So our second category is gonna be features. Now, this little thing can actually do a lot. Like I said, this is a multi-process unit. So we have TIG, we have stick, and we have MIG. Now, as far as features go for the MIG welding side of things, I'd say they're pretty much comparable. You can MIG weld with this unit, and you can MIG weld with that unit. You can do regular hardwire MIG welding. You can also do flux core wire MIG welding. They both will run off at 220. So as far as features go, not performance, we're not talking about performance, we're just saying basic features. This MIG welds just the same as that MIG welds for half the price. So one feature I will say that I like as far as like a beginning that this thing has beat over these two units will only run off of 220. This unit can run off of 220 and off of 110 with this little adapter. Now obviously you don't have as much power when you're running 110, but you can plug it into the wall of your house and get to welding, whereas if you were to buy one of these and you don't have a 220 plug at your house, you're screwed. Now, I will say the TIG process on this unit, not my favorite. It's a scratch start. You have no voltage control either at your foot or at the thumb. Like some of these welders have a thumb trigger. Oh, that's the other thing. Doesn't do AC from what I can tell in TIG, which is another thing. If you're wanting to do a bunch of aluminum, you can't really TIG aluminum with this thing. With the Miller, you can. Also, you can control the voltage. We're gonna give features on the Miller a 5 out of 5. We're gonna give features on the titanium a 3 out of 5. It'll get you started. You can do some TIG welding, but it's not gonna allow you to really do all the processes of TIG welding. So another, I guess, feature that I just kind of figured out when I was trying to move these things, this thing is a big, heavy son of a bitch. Now, obviously, the tank doesn't help, but This little welder, you could throw in the back seat of your Honda Civic and go fix your neighbor's fence and make a couple $100. You're not throwing this big bastard in the back seat of your car. We've got just little test pieces. This is just 1/8 inch mild steel. So we're gonna do MIG with the titanium, MIG with the Miller. TIG with the titanium, TIG with the Miller. We're gonna see how they compare. First up is the Miller. Ready?
Yeah. I'm rubbing to the table. Oh, we're good.
So here's the welds with the Miller. As you can see, I've used this thing a bunch. It's a great welder. It's kind of a baseline. So that's the welds I got with that. Don't judge my welds. I'm just comparing the two welders. So next we're gonna do some MIG welding with the titanium. So we're gonna swap, because this is the gas you need for a MIG welder. It's, I think it's 7525. This bottle's pure argon for TIG. We don't have a second bottle for this, so we wanna compare the MIG using the same bottle so there's no difference in the gas. And it comes with this regulator, so that's definitely good. You don't have to buy a regulator. So I had to play with this thing a little bit to get it going. Like I said, if you guys want to see that video of the setup, we did film for that. So let us know in the comments if you want to see that. Now, physically, this gun is smaller than this gun, but it also means you can get into tighter areas. So take that feature as you will. So now we're going to be cooking with the titanium. So here is the MIG weld from the titanium. I'll tell you right now, it's hard to do this comparison because you got to play with your settings to get good welds. And I don't think the settings on the Miller were about where they needed to be. But looking at this, I mean, these are both making great welds. For, you know, you got your titanium that's less than half the price of the Miller. And it welds just fine. So I would say that both of them get 5 out of 5. It's mainly the operator that really counts for getting everything set up correctly.
Woo! Yeah, baby! That's what I've been waiting for.
Now we're gonna go ahead and do the TIG comparison video with the Miller going up first, and then we're gonna do the titanium.
I should be going this way. Yeah. Yeah, you push this kid.
Uh-oh. So here is our feed with the Miller. Again, I'm not the best welder in the world, but you can see, did just fine. So that's the one with the Miller. Now we're gonna use the same red tungsten. We're gonna use the same power source and the same filler wire with the titanium. So we're gonna set to the same 120 amps that we just did with the Miller. One of the features that's different on the titanium versus the Miller is you got no foot pedal. This thing is a scratch start. Also, you turn the gas on and off with this knob. So it's a little more clumsy, but it'll get you started. I'm gonna tack these two together and then we'll run a bead. Probably help if I turn the gas on. Oh, it's so good with the other one. I forgot to turn on the gas, which is a part of the reason why scratch start sucks. So let's go sharpen this real quick. Make sure you turn your gas on before you strike, because you'll fucking burn it up like I just did. So gas is on, full bore. Try this again.
Dude, it strikes pretty easy.
Yeah, it's not bad. Cooking pretty good.
It's the same settings as the other one?
It's 120, yeah. It looks like it might be running a little bit hotter than the other one was, though.
Yeah.
But that could be a bunch of different factors. So that did pretty good. That might have been a little bit too much. Yeah, that's too much heat for this piece. So it's hard to say if the miller is not actually putting out 120 amps or if that thing's putting out more than 120 amps. I set them up at the same amount just so they were comparable. But yeah, I mean, it makes a decent weld. If you have a good person operating the welder, it can burn through some material and not completely fall apart. I would say at this temperature, at 120 amps, this is over penetrating. This is pretty flat. And that's interesting because they were both set at 120 amps. When I set up the miller, I usually go high. That's what it is, dude. So because I'm running a pedal, I usually set the number, the amperage higher because I don't want to have to just full throttle. I want to be able to kind of throttle it with the pedal. If I'm running pedal to the floor, that tells me, oh, I need to up my amperage a little bit because I usually kind of run about halfway and kind of pulse in between. Whereas with the scratch start, it's as hot as it's going to be end to end because it's just pumping out whatever you set the machine to. But the miller's definitely going to get a 5 out of 5. Just because you have your foot pedal control, you have post flow, you have all these other things that are just better features than the titanium. Another thing that we can't really compare because this machine doesn't do it is the miller is capable of doing AC. So you can do your aluminums, you can do your other exotic metals. This machine can't do that. But yeah, all in all, I'd give the miller a 5 out of 5 as far as TIG welding. The titanium's gonna get you a 3.
I think I'm stronger than you. I will kick your ass.
Features, price, MIG, and TIG. Okay? The titanium versus the miller.
Nice tip. Yeah.
I didn't even plan that out. Okay, so features, we gave the titanium a 3. Miller, we gave it a 5. Price, we gave the titanium a 5. We gave the miller a 1. MIG, we did 5 out of 5 for both. TIG, we gave 3 to the titanium and we gave 5 to the miller. So, out of 20, 5 plus 1 is 6, plus 10, 16, 8 plus, oh shit. I didn't plan that at all. So I guess it's a tie. I guess it really depends on what you're buying the welder for. If you're looking at price-wise, obviously the titanium wins because it's less than half the price of the millers. If you're looking for features and you don't care about price, the miller wins. MIG-wise, if you want to do MIG work, I would say they're about even. TIG, if you want a little bit more controllability, I would say go with the miller. At the end of the day, you got even scores for a lot cheaper of a price. So I would say the titanium wins this one. By the way, just so we're all above board here, I'm not sponsored. Well, technically I am because I didn't buy the fucking welder, Rob did. But yeah, I mean, I would give this fucking thing a go. Look, if you're trying to get into welding, you want to get started, and you got a few $100, maybe Uncle Donnie will give us a fucking stimmy check again and you can pick yourself up a nice titanium welder to get started. It's pretty funny.
That's hilarious.
We did not plan this at all. I was hoping that titanium would lose so I could shit on it because it's a Chinese Harbor Freight welder, but you know what? I'm not mad at the fucking thing. Even with the scratch start, which I'm not a big fan of the scratch start, or I wasn't until I started to do it. But you know what? If I was just getting started and I didn't have those welders available to me, yeah, I say fucking send it. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Like I said, it's a little bit different than what I usually do. If you liked the video, do me a favor, leave a comment. Actually, if you didn't like the video, leave a comment too, because either way, it doesn't matter to me. Do me a favor, like this video, subscribe. If you want more up-to-date content, follow me on social media. It's at Yeti Machine Co. on Instagram and TikTok, and I have a Facebook page too. If you want to support me directly, I've got shirts and hats for sale on my website, which is listed above. Appreciate you guys watching this. Appreciate the subscribers. We're getting close to 10,000 subs. So if you're watching this and you don't subscribe, go subscribe to my page. We're gonna be doing a lot more content. So appreciate y'all.